Okay. Well, welcome to another session. Um, this episode, we're going to cover another flight for the Boeing 747-8 Intercontinental. We're going to be flying from Boston to Atlanta this morning. A couple things here. So we're going to be at cruise altitude 40,000 here. We're also going to be let's see, we're going to be, I'll be showing you the flight plan here too. Let me go ahead and show you the flight plan that we're going to be setting up here. So here's the flight plan that we have set up here in Navigraph. Okay. Let's look at a couple key points here. Number one, we're going to be departing from runway 33 left. Yeah, we're going to be departing from 33 left. We'll most likely be taxiing via, let me see, via Bravo down to, I think we're going to cross over here at Charlie. We'll be crossing runway. Let's see, that's runway zero. Actually, we'll be crossing runway four left, then cross runway four right, continue taxiing via Charlie, cross runway nine. Then we're going to line up on 33 left for departure. For departure, we're going to be flying via Sid. Sid departure would be flying will be the Blazer 4 departure. As you can see, initial heading is going to be out of 330 degrees on our departure. Let's look at departure procedures here. So out of 33 left, we're going to be climbing 330 degrees to intercept course 313 degrees to Keck. Okay, and there we go there for Keck. And then you pick route to Blazers here. Top initial climb will be 5,000, so we'll go ahead and set for 5,000 for our initial climb. And we're going to program FMC with the additional airways here. Okay, additional airways, waypoints, bores, all the way through. Our arrival to Atlanta is going to be runway 27 right for our arrival at Atlanta. Let's take a look at Atlanta here. Okay, so we're going to be coming in 27 right at Atlanta, and we're going to be arriving via Star Aussie 1 arrival. And we're coming down Aussie 1 arrival into Atlanta. Let me see, I believe we have to turn here at Harry down to Posey. Well, let's see. So we're going to be arriving 27. Okay, from Harry on track to 183 degrees to Cali. Yep, that is correct. Then on track to 183 to Posey. Yep, this route we'll be taking. Then track 198 to UU, right here. Then on track to 275 degrees to MCAP, right there. All right, and then we're going to be expecting runway 27 approach. That's going to be our 27 right arrival for Atlanta this evening. So let's go ahead and get ready to get some power to the 747. Let's load it up, and let's set up our flight plan. So let's look at our load here real quick as well. Okay, so as I mentioned, we'll be at 40,000 feet there for our cruise altitude. Our cost index is going to be 66. And let's look down and see what we have. 355 passengers going to be loading this evening. Payload is going to be 81,700 pounds for payload. As far as the fuel, we'll drop 10 more on top of that 70. Let's make it 80,900 pounds as far as our fuel. And that's pretty much all we need here. We'll reference the rest of the data throughout the flight if we need to. Okay, so let's get in our cockpit and let's get it started up. Okay, as mentioned, our fuel is going to be 80,900. Let's go ahead and set our fuel. Okay. Allow that to start loading. Our payload, as I mentioned, is going to be 81,700 for our payload. Oh, let me clear something here. One thing I didn't do. I apologize for that. We're going to be going pounds and not kilos. So let's go ahead and make this change here in the settings, and then we'll go back and we'll make adjustment to our fuel. And also, let's go ahead and I want to hide the yokes as well so we get a better view of the instruments. So let's go back to our fuel. Let's go ahead and clear what we previously had, and let's go ahead and put pounds there. And again, it wasn't registering as far as pounds; it was registering kilograms as far as that load. So let's go ahead and put in. Actually, it did like it captured it when I made the change there. 80,900. Okay. So yeah, so it did capture it, which was good. Okay, that's what I want. Actually, looks like it actually converted it actually, which is good. So let's go to our payload again and drop our payload. It's going to be 80,100 at 81,700 pounds. Okay, allow that to load up as well. Okay, and we'll continue forward with our instruments and get things turned on, and then we'll be soon starting to work on our FMC as well. Okay, right now we don't have air traffic control right now. We do have some folks in VATSIM here, as you see, that's actually active here at the airport. So we will be making announcements based on our movement here on ground, so that other pilots knows where to. So you see a flight that just went past there on the screen. Let me show you the flight that we have taken off there. We do have world traffic engaged right now as well too. So we have world traffic engaged. Right now, I'm not too concerned right now at this point as far as I'm actually being at the gate. This is just going to be just steps right now for an actual flight. We'll get to a gate where I have my scenery a little more adjusted so I can make sure that these terminals here do connect to our flight. So right now we're just going to do just for a general flight in here from Boston to Atlanta here. We'll go ahead and close these here doors here and get her prepared as far as program FMC so we can get on our way. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and close our doors.
Boston traffic, United 3482 is 13,000 feet climbing on the Highland 5. Just west of the fuel, departing the area to the northwest. Final call, Boston.
Okay, so looks like we got our flight plan set here. Let's allow time for the flight to do alignment here. We got another six minutes for that to take place, and once that alignment takes place within the next 6 minutes, we'll go ahead and walk through our plan here. Just make sure we clear out any discontinuity and make sure our flight plan is smooth. So give us a few more minutes while the flight aligns. Okay, so let's set our preference, initial preference here, performance for our flight while that's aligning. Let's go ahead and look at our cost index. Cost index is 66. Cruise altitude. Let's see if we can get in 40,000. Hopefully it'll allow us to reach that altitude initially. Reserve 5. Let's see, as far as our ATIS, let's look at our ATIS here. For our degrees, we're going to be at up 15 degrees, and our altimeter is going to be 2985 from here at Boston. So let's key that in. Okay, let's get our altimeter in there as well as 2985. Okay, that's set. Let's figure out where our flaps are going to be. Let's go. We're going to go with we're not too heavy. So we'll go with flaps of 10. We got plenty of runway too, so we're 10 to be safe to say. Our reference speeds and our trim. Our trim is going to be at 7.0. Set our trim. Okay, it's RTO, auto brakes. All right, and okay, and here's our calculated altitudes and speeds, all the way up to 40,000. And yeah, as we go through our plan, once this finish aligning, we do have some discontinuity there that we will clear up. Okay. Let's go ahead and get our APU fired up. Let's get that turned over there. Okay, looks like our APU's online. Let's go on APU gens. Okay. And turn our beacon on. Okay, we don't need this anymore. The GPU, we don't need that. As a matter of fact, I don't even think we connected the GPU. We got such a fast turnaround on the battery. Normally we would plug in that GPU to save our battery, but we did a fast turnaround on this without even having to utilize the ground power unit there. But normally, yes, after we turn on a battery, it's always a good idea to turn on the GPU and make sure you set it here as well too, as far as turn it on so it can connect. All right. Let's go ahead and make sure our brakes are on. Let's go ahead and remove our chokes. Okay. And then we got one more minute to alignment, and then we'll check our flight plan. And as a matter of fact, let's go ahead and get our tug in place too, prepared to push and start.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go. Ground to cockpit. TOW is driving up.
Okay, it looks like our alignment is complete. Let's take a look at our plan. Let's take a look at our flight plan here. Okay, so let's do our steps. That's our SID. Airways.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Stop descend. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna have to do some tweaking here. We don't want to go to killer, come across this way and have it deviate back. That's not what we want to do. So let's make a slight amendment here to what our plan is currently showing us. Yeah, we don't want to go down this route here. Let me zoom it in a little closer here. What we want to do is that we want to come down to, we got Ozzy, as you saw on our plan, we got Harry, but we don't want to go to killer.
So connected and flight path been inserted. Release parking brake.
Okay, before we release the parking brake, let's go ahead and take a look at our Ozzy for our arrival and straighten up our plan here. Alright, so what does our instructions say here? Let's see. So instructions say we leave Ozzy.
In Boston traffic, line 759, we're on final for runway 33 left, 16 miles out.
Okay, so it says for 27 right, which will be arriving. It says from Harry, we track to Kala. So we need to, this is not right. See, our plan says Harry to killer. right? So it's a good thing we always gotta look at your plan here. We don't want to go to Harry to Killer, as you see there. We want to go to Harry to Kala. Seems that we are arriving 27 right. So let's make this quick change here. We want to move Kala up and replace it with Killer. So let's go forward. And, let's go forward here and find our Kala. We don't have Kala there, so let's go ahead and just key it in. Okay, no worries. We'll just key it right in there. Okay, that was CALLA. Okay, that's a good update. And Kala, we're gonna go Posse. Okay, Posse. Now from Posse, as you see, we're going to go to Yalu, right? This is what it says as far as our instructions here for our arrival plate here. 27 right, Posse, then track 198 degrees to Yalu. Okay, so Yalu, we know we have Yalu, so let's go ahead and look for Yalu. There's Yalu there. Well, let's move it up. Let's move it up, and let's take out this continuity. That should cover down completely. That is a fix of our plan. Just as smooth as that. We're not going this route. We're coming down this route and going into 27 right. So let's go ahead and take one more quick look at it one more time. Step through just to make sure it's lined up like it should. There we go. There we go. That's what we want. Straight into Atlanta. And we're looking good. Okay, and if our miss approach, we'll talk about our miss approach real quick as well. So if we miss the approach, let's see, miss approach procedures here. That should be here somewhere. Miss approach. Okay, we'll come back down to the miss approach procedures. We can start looking at that once we start arriving into Atlanta, so we can make sure we set our miss approach altitude and direction if we happen to miss our runway. Okay, so we'll set that there momentarily. Okay, let's go ahead and release our brakes and let's allow her to start pushing us back.
Start exit back, and you may start engines.
Okay, we can go ahead and get our engines started. Here, let's start on our right side. Let's turn our ignitions on for 3 and 4. Let's give 3 and 4 some fuel. Okay, looks like the right side may be fully powered. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, she is. Let's go ahead and turn our ignition on for 1 and 2. Let's go ahead and give 1 and 2 some fuel.
Operation complete. Set parking brake. Disconnecting tow. Stand by. Disconnected and bike accident has been removed. Hand signal on the right. Well, see you next time and have a safe flight.
Okay, looks like we got a good start up here of both engines. Let's go ahead and set our flaps. The flaps should be set to 10 degrees. We're also gonna arm our speed brake. Okay, and our initial altitude should be 5,000 as well. We'll go ahead and once we hit our initial altitude, then we'll go ahead and go to our cruise altitude of 40,000. Our speed, let's lock our speed in at 250 knots, not to go over 250. Okay. Okay, cross check. We're looking good so far. Everything, I think we got a good cross check. We got our altimeter set. Let's go and put our flight direction there on. Flight director on. Let's see. Okay, let's turn our nav lights on. Wing lights for logo. We can give the APU a rest there. Turn off the engine bleed. No longer need that. APU gen off. APU off. Packs are on. Taxi. Turn our taxi lights on. Let's go ahead and do our. We'll turn the runway lights on once we get closer to the runway there. Okay, looks like we're pretty much all set. We'll start our taxi. Okay, we'll make our announcement based on to ground the traffic, so you know our intentions. Okay. Boston ground. This is Lufthansa 1979. Push and start complete. We're going to be taxiing to runway. We're taxiing runway 33 left via Bravo. Go down to Bravo. We're going to turn left on Charlie. We'll be crossing 4 left. Continue on Charlie. We'll be crossing 4 right. Continue on Charlie. We'll be crossing 09, and we will line up runway 33 left for departure for 97.9. Okay, so that's the announcement made. So everyone here is aware as far as what we're doing. Okay, let's release our brakes and let's start our taxi. Okay, we're gonna get on Bravo is what we mentioned as far as our taxiing. So right now we're on Alpha. Let's go ahead and shift over here to Bravo. Let's continue our taxi on Bravo down to Charlie. We're gonna be taking a left onto Charlie to cross runway 04 left. Okay, so Charlie coming up to the left, you'll see the prop there to just cross as well. We're going to be following that prop there going across via Charlie. Looks like road traffic have a few flights coming across there. We'll go ahead and make way to the Cessna there, and we'll continue our taxi. All right, let's go. Okay, we're going to continue our taxi on Charlie. We're going to go ahead and cross 04 right. Here we go. Okay, looks like we're clear crossing 09. Looks like we cleared traffic there. Crossing 09. We're gonna line up on 33 left for immediate departure. Okay, let's go and prepare for departure here. Let's turn our lights on here. Our departure lights. Landing. Runway lights on. Strobe light on. As you can see, straight ahead of us, it looks like World Traffic Operations we need to make updates to World Traffic Operations so they can stop sending flights against the against the wrong direction here down the runway. We are right now at, you see, winds are at 130 degrees at 9 knots. So with that said, yes, we are on the right runway here for departure based on the wind. But let me just show you real quick before we depart here in regards to that operation that I'm explaining to you here. So 1 second, get to airport operations, go to Boston. Okay, so here's an example here as far as information that we can easily change here. So like I mentioned, we are at, let me see, 130 degrees. This operations need to be adjusted here at 130 degrees. They're showing a 0 to, let me see, we're at 9 knots. 9 knots, so that'll be between here airspeed. So they have 180 through 180 degrees through 207 degrees for is option 1 there with 27, and we are at 130 knots. So this is missing us here. This is putting us in this category here as far as considered still calm. This is over. We are over. We're at 9 knots here. So you know, we should be as where we are right here on our departure for runway 33 left, which should be our runway. So I need to go back and make some adjustments and clean and fix this here operations. We'll have another episode strictly to discuss and talk about operations, so we can clean up the traffic here from road traffic as far as the arrivals and departures. I do have operations for many other airports that that I did have to download and make some adjustments to. I downloaded this operations for world traffic, but did not make any updates to it. Apparently, that they do need to fix those updates on the airport operations. Again, we'll go through those episodes and go through that training as far as exactly how to do it. Let's make our announcement on our departure here. Just go ahead and let the ground know as far as our intentions here, and we are going to go ahead and depart runway 33 left. Boston traffic. This is Lufthansa 1979. Line up runway 33 left for immediate departure. Okay, let's go ahead and depart. And again, just ignore the traffic ahead of us, and we'll just continue on. All right, 75%. All right, Taga, take off. Okay, we're gonna arm our auto throttle.
Rotate.
It's gonna rotate.
V2.
Again, apologize for that incorrect traffic there, folks. We will fix that. We will fix that. Okay, we got positive climb. Okay. LNAV, VNAV. Autopilot. Lift up our gear. Okay, let's pull in our flaps. We'll relieve our flaps here. Down to 1% our flaps, so it should be picking up speed. Let's go ahead and disarm our speed brake. Let's go ahead and pick off our departure lights there, shut them off. Taxi light off as well. Wing light, logo light, no longer need that. And continue our climb, 5,000. Okay, let's fully retract our flaps. Flight stable, we should be at 5,000. Alright, we are at 5,000. Let's go ahead and continue. Let's take a look here at our shed real quick before we continue our climb. Make sure that we are clear for that climb here for our shed. Just one moment. So, where's the floor departure? Oh, we're fine. Yeah, let's go ahead and just continue our climb to cruise altitude at this point. Alright, so that's going to be at 40,000. Okay, and we have started our climb. Okay, we're all set there as far as our 40,000. We got a good climb there. All right, we just crossed 10,000. Looks like we're slightly leveling off here, so picking up some more speed. So here's the plans. You know, so this is for this episode. This is the for our next episode. We're going to be flying the Boeing 767. We're going to go ahead and fly that out of Atlanta, and we're going to start going westbound there, back across the board to Cali. Looks like we'll plan for Atlanta to Denver on our next episode using Boeing 767. We'll take that across. We'll get 4 good flights in on that 767, and then we'll move on from there as far as our next plane use. Continue climbing, crossing 13,000, positive climbs. We'll change to altimeter to standard once we cross 18,000. Okay, let's say we cross 18,000. Let's go ahead and go standard on altimeter and continue our climb. Okay, so let's just take a little. Let's take a look at our flight here. So, our next not waypoint. Our VOR is going to be Bath, Barnes VOR. It's going to be, we're approaching that, coming up on that. We'll start our airways here. Now this kind of breaks it out to explain how airways work. So look at this, airways, we're going to go into airway Quebec 448 after we turn on Barnes here. After we cross Barnes, we're going to be on airway Quebec 406. Now, if you, I'm sorry, correction, 448 is what we're going to be on. 448 airways right here, Quebec 448. When we get on 448, now as you can see here on our plan, we see airways Quebec 448 with multiple waypoints on this here airways. So when you look at airways, and we look at airways and we look at waypoints that's within airways, these are the exact points in which we're gonna ride their airway. Now the airway will continue on, and we will leave that airway and move on to another airway after we leave, leave the airway Quebec 448 via the VOR Papa Tango Whiskey. We're going to be joining the airway Juliet 48. So let's just look at how that works. So Quebec 448 airway all the way down, we're going to ride it through here, and you can see all of our waypoints is on, all the waypoints that are on that airways. Now, as I showed you, Pottstown, Papa Tango Whiskey, is where we're going to come out of that airway of Quebec 448, and we will start the new airway as far as Juliet 48, and we will continue on Juliet 48 down to, all the way down to, looks like we're going to continue that all the way into Atlanta via the Flask waypoint. We'll talk more once we get closer to that airways here and discuss it to explain that once we arrive there. We're continuing to climb to 40,000, which we're gonna cruise out to, crossing that in another 5,500 feet. We should be at our cruise out to. Top of climb, as you can see on our instruments as well. Top of climb is right after that Bigo waypoint there. We should be hitting our top of our climb. As you can see, also on demonstrated on our nav chart. Bigo, we should be top of the climb right around this area here as far as what is estimated as. Okay, let's see where we are. All right, so we just crossed the Big O waypoint. We're still on Airways Quebec 448, which we will continue on that, and we will be crossing waypoint Tribes right here. Tribes. We'll be crossing Tribes right there on this Airways. And we should be hitting, I said, at the top of the climb right in this area, right? So let's see where we are. We should be getting really close to that. And yes, we are. We have another 1,600 feet before we hit our cruise out to 40,000 feet. Okay, that indicator there is that we are reaching our cruise out to 40,000 feet. We're leveling off there, as you can see. We're coming back on the throttles there automatically. And VNAV, LNAV still set. We're on course, and she should be picking up speed to be around there. Oh, yes, we are, so she should be picking up speed there. There we go. See it slowly climbing. Let's go ahead and open up our range as far as our distance there. Okay. Let's take a look at our progress across Tribes. And we got 19 miles go before we at Basie. Basie waypoint is right here. Basie waypoint still on Airways Quebec 448. Okay. All right. Okay, we're gonna continue cruising. Right now, I'm just gonna walk away real quick for a quick intermission, but you can still see the flight taking place here within the screen here that we have off to the side there. I will be back in a couple minutes. I'll go ahead and be right back with you. All right. Okay, we're back from intermission. Okay, so let's check a couple things here. Let's take a look at our progress. Okay, so it looks like we'll be arriving at Atlanta. Plan to be at 1809 Zulu. Okay, right now it's 1633 Zulu. So that's the estimated time to Atlanta. Okay. Distance to go to our next waypoint, which should be Lena, is 46 nautical miles.
Newark traffic United 15 heavy ILS runway 22 left Newark.
Okay, there's Lena there, and now 44 nautical miles to Lena. The next one that would be PT Papa Tango Whiskey. It should be Pottstown. Pottstown is where I mentioned. Next would be Pottstown, Papa Tango Whiskey. Pottstown is where I mentioned that we're going to start our new airways there, Juliet 43. Juliet 48. Sorry. So we look at flight plan right there at Pottstown. And so we'll be joining our airways there, Juliet 48, right there. And we'll continue that, Juliet 48, we should continue that all the way to that airways, Juliet 48, as you see, crossing SIDS, of course. I'm sorry, correction, crossing waypoints. All the way down through, all the way down to Flask. All the way, still riding that Juliet 48 airway down to Flask. There we go. And from Flask, we'll then start our star for our rival, Aussie 1. And there's Aussie 1 right there. Here's our Aussie 1. Flask. From Flask, we will be on our Aussie 1 arrival. We'll cross Aussie. We'll descend. When we get to the top of our descend, we'll be sure to cross Aussie at 14,000 feet. Landing west, expect to cross at 250 knots at 12,000 feet. So it looks like we should be at 12,000 feet instead of 14,000 actually. So let's make sure of that when we start to descend. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and check let's plan in advance here. Let's find Aussie. And let's see, Aussie has us as 19,200 feet at Aussie. Well, we're going to make that correction, folks. We're landing westbound. So we should be at 250 knots at 12,000 feet once we cross Aussie. So let's go ahead and key that in and put that in right now so it can set for it. Okay? Always plan ahead. Okay? 250 knots. 250 knots, as you see, at 12,000 feet when we cross Aussie. Okay? Let's make this update for Aussie. There we go. Execute. There we go. Nice. Sharpening our plan as we go along here. We keyed that in. When we start to descend, we will cross Aussie at 250 knots at 12,000 feet. And then we'll make sure we set our next altitude to be at Kala at 9,000. Let's take a look at Kala now. Kala is showing 250 knots, which is correct, but it's showing 9,761. Well, how about let's go and correct that now. Let's go ahead and make that at 9,000 like it should be, based on what our chart shows. Okay, execute. There we go. We are set for KATL to cross at 9,000 feet. Okay, so there we are. We have the line below. That means above 7,000, not below. Above 6,000, above 5,000. Okay. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and plan our arrival as well too, which is going to be 27 right. So let's take a look at 27 right Atlanta. So 27 right for Atlanta. 27 right for Atlanta. It's going to bring us here. Yo-U. We should be able to establish our localizer at 7,000. Yo-U. There we go right here. Yo-U at 7,000. That's where we're going to establish our ILS, our localizer for the ILS approach at Yo-U. Okay, and it'll bring us right into the airport. Okay, looks like we got the the mist with the climb to 3,450, 200 knots. Let's look at our mist approach right now. Let's plan ahead for that too. For Atlanta, yeah, why not? Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so there we go. So our mist approach is shown on our actual arrival runway there. So we're arriving to 7 right. Mist approach says climb to 1,400, then climb left, turn to 4,000 feet. So we'll climb up to 4,000 feet when we miss our approach there. Okay, outbound on Atlanta, VOR, R273, tempo D30-3, Atlanta radar, and hold, or as directed by air traffic control. Okay. Okay, we'll leave it set as is. I think we're already set. We're good for this. We see tempo here as well too. And you see there's actually a considerable hold pattern that could be implemented as well too at tempo, if we're instructed to do so by air traffic control. Okay, so that's plans for it. We'll make sure that we at least set our. We'll go ahead and set our altitude to 4,000. When we make our descent into Atlanta. Okay, and also to make sure that we follow our we'll follow the route as far as being at 273 degrees. Continue on that path straight to tempo as instructed. Okay, what we're currently displaying here is currently our position right now in regards to headwinds at 30, 38, 38 knots, headwinds. Doesn't like we're getting much tailwind here. Winds are out of 250 degrees. Okay, at 76 knots. So imagine if we were going in parallel with that 270 degree wind path there, as you see. We will have a nice tailwind of 76 pushing us along. So it'll actually definitely pick up our speed significantly. That push behind us there of 76 knots, wind speed there. True airspeed 499 knots. Okay, 5.2 as far as fuel used. Okay, and right now we're, as far as degrees, temperature right now, negative 45 degrees as far as temperature right now. Okay, so this is an area here as far as fixes. When we make our international flight, we'll put fixes here. We'll get much more into explaining that. We're going to talk about ATOPs and all that as well too. We'll define what ATOPs mean. The ATOPs, there's particular rules that come into play with, especially with jet engine aircraft. If you have two compared to 4 jet engines, certain ATOPs are required to be implemented and put into your flight plan. The 777 has a really good setup as far as establishing and programming ATOPs. We will do that for the 777 when we do fly overseas at some point here. We'll make sure that we actually include that as far as an episode. Overseas flights, using and understanding ATOPs and programming your FMC to understand ATOPs. Just in case you have an emergency while you're out there, across the Atlantic, and you need to deviate to the nearest airport, you will just pretty much go to that next flight plan that's already in FMC, and it'll hit execute, and it'll guide you to that closest airport in proximity to your location while you're crossing that map. So it's just a reassurance that you will be able to reach an appropriate airport as you're flying a distance across seas there. Okay, so it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, we are already on our Juliet 48 Airways here. Yes, we are. Oh wow, we caught that back here. All right, we're moving right along at the Pottstown's where we caught it at. So we've already crossed 2 other waypoints since then. Bird and Hagen, I think you may pronounce that. But I just crossed Pincy. See what the progress area at Pincy. And target to Emmy, which is Westminster. And then Charlie Sierra November, which is Casanova waypoint. There is another flight that I will be also demonstrating, which will be the Tupolev, the Tupolev 444. It's a Russian supersonic flight. It'll take us from here to Europe in like 4 hours. We're going to fly that too. That flight is a lot of fun. We'll be when we make that flight on another episode, and our cruise altitude is around about 56,000 feet at the supersonic cruise. And there are rules when you fly supersonic that you should not be going across land. There's designated areas such as over the Atlantic where you fly supersonic based on the boom and what have you. So, but flight sim is a little more relaxed on that. One time I did fly. Yeah, I did try to fly it from Washington Dulles to LA, and I was ripping across the map, and I had one air traffic control did tell me bring it down to 430 versus 580 and slow my speed and leave supersonic. So I had to reduce speed, and he did advise me only over that length. That's very rare that you will have air traffic control that will say that to you, but right now, as far as for X-Plane, of course, is getting to be familiar with these flights, understand them, knowing how to fly them from point A to point B. It's really important. We understand the rules. Sometimes the rules are enforced, which is very, very, very rare about going supersonic. But most times, air traffic control is okay with that, as long as you obey and as far as the plan is in place and following your route. Usually you're fine. So we will be experiencing that supersonic flight here in the very near future. Okay, I know he's probably can tell some level of discoloration for scenery during certain areas. Let me get outside flight so you can see certain areas are probably a little shaded darker than others, some a little lighter than others. Now, if you notice the pattern of it, it's like pretty much like an absolute square, right? Like some of these are kind of squared in. All these squares are matched up to other squares, right? There's software called Ortho 4XP that I use, and some of these areas here, when I'm downloading the scenery or the ground scenery for certain areas, sometimes they have different resolution than others. Okay, scenery, as you can tell, and this is a good way of looking at it too. We're closer to the ground. You'll see that I don't have this Ortho 4XP installed for this area here that's light. For the area that's dark, I do have that Ortho 4XP installed for that particular square there. When you get closer to this here, you would be able to see so much more real life detail in the area where we had those updates are versus the areas that are standard XP that are not updated. It's easier to tell this when you're at the higher altitude, but when you're crossing areas that have the updated, when you have updated those plates or not, sometimes the resolution is just darker than others. But for the most part, those areas that have the ortho installed, those squares, they are as real as it can be, as far as looking out a window of an aircraft and looking down and seeing it, as far as the ground, streets, and everything else. You can see the difference there on that corner, as you can tell, from the realization from the darker area compared to the lighter area, which is that's just a standard from XP there. The darker area is JPEG photos of the actual ground itself. And again, the closer you get down to the ground, the much more real it looks. But this is a good example of seeing the difference that Ortho 4XP will do. As you can see, look at this dark area here compared to light area here. You know, the grass is actually, the ground actually, trees are actually kind of reddish versus this here kind of drawing of a true solid green. So we look at the true nature as far as what that ground really looks like is what you're going to get at that time of installing that region. Now, this area here is Ortho 4XP as well. The lighter area, that is installed, but for this particular area here, when we get into Orthos, you'll see that depending on the resolution that you capture for certain areas, that the photos that are there for the realism data to pull into your system, sometimes they'll be requiring you to either use a different platform with Ortho 4XP to make that blend much more better. But at the most point, once you get into it, you will see that it's pretty intuitive. It's not that difficult. Once you get the hang of it, you can actually flow right through it and understand it. Have a lot of discoloration here, and I think it's just because of this one particular area here. I'm starting to see more than normal. Look at that. That is the true ground there. Now, one more slight defect is when you start having this Ortho 4XP, you start putting in these land plates here for the realism as far as sight. Those light things there, those things that look like snow caps, they're actually satellite imagery of clouds of when these ground photos were taken. So when these photos are installed, the satellite imagery captured clouds from this level up here to where we are, which looks like it's part of the picture on the ground. So that's a general defect there. There is a way to smooth this out to get rid of those clouds, those photogenic clouds that's on your JPEG photo there. You can remove these clouds. You know, that's how you can perfect your actual scenery. Clear those clouds out. There's a way of doing it. But when we get to Ortho 4XP, we'll walk through it together and show you how to clear those areas out. Okay? So that's a small little tutorial on Ortho 4XP. But we'll get much more into that once we cover that on another episode. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and step away here for probably about 5 more minutes. We'll go ahead and take it to intermission here. We'll be back in about 5 minutes, folks. All right, see you then. All right, folks, we're back. We're back. Okay, let's see what progress we've made here. So our last Casanova, we passed Casanova. 1655 Zulu. We'll be crossing Mole, which is Montebello, VR. Continuing on Airways, Juliet 48, Montebello VR, which we'll be crossing here at 1707, which is total of 51 nautical miles. So let's talk about our top of descend. Alright, so you can barely see it there. It's green. Top of descend right there is where we will start our descend into Atlanta. Looks like it's it's between waypoints T Dune and Wilson. So let's look at our map here. So this is our star here, Aussie 1 arrival. So we look at it. So our top of descent is going to be right in here somewhere, right in this area, right in here. That's where we're going to start our descent into Atlanta. Okay, we got about 11 more miles. Montebello, VOR, which from there, our next will be Waypoint Flask, which would be the top of our, not the top of our descent, but the top of our star for our arrival, which is the Aussie one arrival. Okay, we've crossed Montebello at 1706 Zulu, and so it will be 76 more miles before we crossing over a Waypoint Flask. All right, so per our another thing I can show you as far as whether you want to fly the economical way as far as flying and save fuel, you have a choice here whether or not you want to go ahead and push through at a higher speed or what have you. But right now we are at economical cruise. The top of descent we're showing 196 nautical miles. Top of descent it should be 17:34 Zulu time. 17:34 Zulu time. There we go. Right now 17:20 and 17:18. So we're coming up on it. We'll be there shortly in the next 20 minutes. We should be crossing that top of the descent there. It's like estimated. We have estimated fuel on arrival, which should be 35,000 pounds of fuel. We had an option to have a step climb to 42,000 feet based on the amount of fuel consumption and making sure that we have enough fuel on board to get to our destination. This is measured out as you fly. Maximum would be 42,000. We could have pushed up to 42,000. That's okay. We're good. We're good at 40,000 time being. But this is where you can see your options at as far as number one, economical cruise, along with options to climb, step climb to higher altitudes. Economical speed. Okay. So it shows us our transition to waypoint altitude at Aussie, as you see there, will be 12,000 based on what we set at 250 knots across an Aussie. 12,000. Distance to go. Top of descent is 181 miles. Alright, let's see what other information we have here. Estimated fuel on board for each leg there. Okay. Progress. Flying across Atlantic as well too. You know, when we fly across the map there, we'll be tuning into Oceanic, which has coverage, air traffic coverage once you start flying over the Atlantic. It's important that progress reports are provided. Within every 30 minutes, a progress report is mentioned to Oceanic, which should cover as far as your speed, your altitude, the waypoint that you just crossed, the time that you just crossed that waypoint, your estimated time for your next waypoint that you will be crossing, and this information is passed on as far as a progress report to Oceanic when you're across the Atlantic. Another thing that we will be doing, you know, for other episodes to come, we will be crossing Atlantic. We'll be having to give progress reports to Oceanic, just so you can get familiar with it as well. Okay, we are only nine more miles to go before we cross Flask, be on our star, the OSU-1 arrival. That's a good sign there. Looks like Atlanta Center is on line 132.97. So let's tune into air traffic control and let's reach out to them. The other guide is coming in. We'll most likely be taking vectors as we're arriving into Atlanta as well too. So we'll just follow the vectors that air traffic control gives us arriving into Atlanta. So let's tune our frequency 132.97.
34, Atlanta Center radar contact, climb maintain flight level 290.
Atlanta Center, good afternoon. This is Lufthansa 1979. Initial contact with you at 40,000.
Lufthansa 1979, squawk 2076.
Squawk 2076, 1979.
Aeromexico 698, Washington Center's offline, radar shows terminated, bring change approved, good flight.
Change approved, Aeromexico 698, goodbye.
Lufthansa 1979, radar contact, maintain flight level 400, welcome.
400, 97, okay, so we get some guidance from air traffic control. All right. We got angels in the sky. That's what you call it, angels in the sky. So air traffic control guide us here.
Delta 34, reset your
separation and get us all the way into the airport.
Southwest 5112, winds 35011, gust 20, now football, runway 27 right, clear for takeoff.
On that football, 27 right, clear for takeoff, Southwest 5120.
Atlanta Skyhawk 116 Charlie Tango, holding short 26 right, ready for takeoff.
Skyhawk 116 Charlie Tango on departure flighting 360, winds 35011, gust 20, runway 26 right, clear for takeoff.
26 right, clear for takeoff, heading 360, 116 Charlie Tango.
Blue Streak 361, descend to maintain 3000.
3000, Blue Streak 361.
Blue Streak 361 in your descent. If you break out and see Charlotte, let me know.
Blue Streak 361.
361
Atlanta
local.
Center, Southwest 5112 is at 2,100, climbing for 10,000.
Southwest 5112 Atlanta Center radar contact, climb maintain flight level 310.
Climb maintain flight level 310, Southwest 5112.
Atlanta Center, good afternoon. Endeavor 5500 is about 10 east of the Hazelhurst VOR flight level 380.
Endeavor 5500, good afternoon, squawk 2052.
2052, Endeavor 5500.
Atlanta Center 251 traffic to Korea, the vector. November 251 Charlie Victor, say request. Can we get a vector? It appears that we're going a little bit long. Well, Charlottesville's not on my scope, so I'm not really quite sure which way to vector you. Right. Okay. VFR is at your discretion. Roger.
All right, so what you just
November 709 direct callers.
what you just heard there goes to demonstrate when you have to see where you are on a map to see whether or not that coverage is there for your for your current location. As an example here, you see
Atlanta Center, Blue Street 361 has.
we are in. I just highlighted this right here. We are in Atlanta's
Blue Street 361,
airspace.
clear visual approach.
Not sure who it was that called.
Right,
That was at Charlotte.
1010 16 runway 36 right, clear to land.
Charlotte,
Clear to land, 36 right, Blue Street 361.
maybe over
November
here
116
somewhere,
Charlie Tango radar
I'm not
contact,
sure.
maintain 7,000.
but it's definitely outside of his coverage area in which he just made that announcement. Looks like we're trailing behind a November 885 GT. Let me see which way they're going. They're going to Atlanta.
November 116 Charlie Tango, turn right 06.
But they're at altitude 6,500, so there's no issues there as far as separation. I'm way above him, so no issues there.
Good afternoon. Cactus 130, we got information November here at Charlotte. I'd like to pick up IFR to Dallas Fort Worth. Atlanta Center, Endeavor 5500.
Endeavor 5500, Atlanta Center radar contact, descend via the Jedi 2 arrival. Atlanta's landing west, and you can expect the visual 27 left, Atlanta altimeter 2997.
Atlanta Center, I got disconnected real quick. Was that for Endeavor 5500?
Endeavor 5500, descend via the Jedi 2 arrival. Atlanta's landing west, altimeter 29907, expect visual 27 left.
Alright, we'll descend by the arrival and expect 27 left for Endeavor 5500.
Delta 711 after Daffy, descend to maintain 6,000.
After Daffy, 6,000.
November 709er, you're leaving the Atlanta Class Bravo airspace, VFR altitude, and course is your discretion.
Roger, November 709er, switching over to Unicom.
Do you want to go to Unicom, or you want to stay the have flight following?
I'll switch over to Unicom. Go from there.
Okay, November 709, squawk 1200, radar service terminated, free change approved. Have a good day.
Center American 2793 on the ground at Charlotte with November. Play the big Alpha clearance to Seattle.
American 2793, roger, I'll send you a PDC.
PDC, thanks.
November 116, Charlie Tango, flighting 090.
090, 116 Charlie Tango.
Clear center 251 Charlie Victor. Can I expect 36, center left or right? November 251 Charlie Victor, I thought you said you were going to Charlottesville. Affirm. Well, Charlottesville is not in my airspace. Are you going to Charlotte? Yeah. Kilo Charlie Lima Tango. Yeah, you're filed for Charlie Tango Lima, not Charlie Lima Tango. That's where the confusion is. November 251 Charlie Victor, you're cleared to the Charlotte Class Bravo airspace. Fly your present heading, descend, and maintain VFR 3,500. We'll maintain our current heading and we'll be at VFR 3,500. Yeah, there is such a place called Charlottesville. That's why I asked you. Roger, my apologies. I did not realize that.
Atlanta Center, Delta 802 Heavy, hold short 27 right, ready for departure.
Delta 802 Heavy, hold short. I'll be back with you in a minute.
One short, Delta 802 Heavy.
November 251 Charlie Victor, you can expect 26 right. Roger, we'll expect 26 right. 251 Charlie Victor. Lufthansa 1979, cross Aussie 12000. Atlanta altimeter 29907, expect the visual 26 right. November 709er, if you're still on, squawk 1200.
Okay, it looks like he changed our arrival
Delta 802,
runway.
winds 35011, got 20 on our football, runway 27 right, quick takeoff.
RNAV football 27 right, quick takeoff, Delta 802 Heavy.
Let's take a look at that arrival.
November 251 Charlie Victor, flighting 180. Heading 180 to go on Charlie Victor. 251 Charlie Victor.
Either Haynes or we can either transition 26 right onto 26 right via
Atlanta Center Southwest 5112, stepping away from the cockpit for about 2 minutes.
via Haynes or Zello. So let's see.
November 251 Charlie Victor. The Charlotte Airport is at your 10 to 11 o'clock and 12 miles. You got the airport in sight? Hey, we got the airport in sight. November 251 Charlie
Well,
Victor.
Haynes right here.
Base runway 36 right. Roger, liner base. Northwest base.
Let's take a look at that.
Or 26 right. Or 26 right. Number 251 Charlie
This is how
Victor,
she'll
Charlotte,
look.
Windsor 01010, gas 16, runway 36 right, clear to land. 36 right, clear to land. 251 Charlie Victor. Blue Street 361, taxi to the gate.
To the gate, Blue Street 361. Thanks for,
So the only change we're gonna have is we'll go from Posse to
who was
Jiri.
calling that I told to stand by?
From Jiri into Boykin. Let's go ahead and make that change there for our arrival.
I believe that's 251 Charlie Victor, but you recalled me. Delta 711, fly heading 340, descend and maintain 4,000 vectors, visual 271. 340, maintain 4,000. American 1337, descend via the 26 right transition.
Descend by the arrival, American 1337.
Okay, let's like 26 right here. Make sure we get our Aussie 1 selected there as well too. As we know our
Southwest
Aussie
302, winds 35011, gust 20 RNS, Snuffy, runway 26 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff 26 left, Southwest 302.
Delta 802, Atlanta Center, radar
Task
contact, on
Flask.
maintain flight
So
level
we'll select
330.
Flask.
Flight level 230, Delta 802 Heavy.
Delta 200, leaving my airspace, radar service terminating, change approved, good day.
We won't select transition since that we're already in Aussie. 26 right. Let's execute that. Hens. I'm sorry. We did mention hens. No, I'm sorry. Let's go Zello. Zello on that transition coming into 26 right. So Zello 26 right. Let's execute.
Delta 34, descend to pilot stress and maintain disregard.
We're gonna go direct Aussie. We'll go direct Aussie. Cross Aussie at 12,000. Okay, so we're reaching our top of descent here, which is coming up on us. Top of descent is in 9 miles. So let's go ahead and start bringing our altitude down to, let's bring it down to 12 for now.
November 116.
It should automatically
Charlie,
start
direct Augusta.
descending.
Direct Augusta,
So as we
116
hit
Charlie
that
Tango.
top of descent, which you can see, it's 7 miles.
Delta 711, turn left heading 300. Join the 27 left localizer, report Atlanta in sight. You can descend and maintain 3,000.
There we go. We said we should start, so you should be automatic descent here very soon, as you can tell, right there. Zoom in a little more. So that's a quick amendment on the fly there. I was changing our runway. So always.
Delta 34, Jack Center's offline.
Always got a
radar service
plan
terminating.
ahead for any type of change that could take place on these arrivals here. And there we go. Automatically starting to pitch down. And start our descent. Plus Ozzy at 12,000 feet. All right, let's check the
Southwest 302 Atlanta Center radar contact. I maintain flight level 340.
check the rest of our flight plan as well.
Delta 711, the Atlanta airport's 11 o'clock, 12 miles.
So after Ozzy, let's just keep checking here. We got Harry, which is correct. We got Kala at 9,000. Posse at 8,000. We have Zello.
Delta 711 airport is at your 12 o'clock and 10 miles.
At 5,000. We got Haynes. We got some discontinuity there. We got Haynes at 5,000. And now let's look at. Let's see. Haynes. We should be. We're past Zalo and Haynes. We got Haynes here. We got discontinuity here. So that Bamboo. It's got to cover these two. Take those two away. As far as that discontinuity. Let's look at our runway first. 265.
Heading 220.
So there's Haynes and there's Bamboo right there. So let's pull this Bamboo up and let's clear it so we can go from Haynes to Bamboo, as you can see here on that right.
Yes, sir.
Delta 425, winds 35011-20 on that Snuffy, runway 26 left, clear for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 26 left, RNS Snuffy.
That clears discontinuity.
November 126 Bravo Sierra, do you call?
November 126 Bravo Sierra is doing pattern work, holding short of runway 27 right. 6 Bravo Sierra.
Quick
I hope
step.
you're not on 27 right. Looks like you're holding short 26 right.
Let's take a quick step through our.
Yeah, my bad. Regard last transmission, 26 right. Bravo Sierra.
We'll step through. Yep,
Back
it's
to number
a clean
126
shot,
Bravo
just
Sierra,
as far as
hold
what we
short,
see on, and that is our go around there to Troy's, in case we missed the
on the
runway
south
there.
runway.
We will head to Troy's,
Roger.
200 knots at, and
You can
hold
expect pattern work on
1,900 feet for Troy's there. So,
November 126 Bravo
Ozzy,
Sierra,
Harry,
caution wing
Kala,
turbulence departing
Posse,
8320
Zella,
on
Haynes
the
into
parallel runway on
26
departure
right.
flighting 180.
Okay, there you have it. This is
left
real,
down
folks. This is how
runway 28.
changes can happen on the fly.
Runway 26 right, clear for takeoff.
We just have to be prepared for making those changes when they come
November
around.
126 Bravo Sierra.
I'm sure
clear
we'll
for
see that
takeoff,
quite a bit
26 right.
with our flights as we come into airports or air traffic control.
Delta 711, confirm you're lined up with 27 left. It looks like you're lined up 27 right.
Side. It's going on.
Last time you're to trip with your unback trip.
That's something that can go around. Sorry, there's a lot of
Delta 711, make a left turn heading 180, climb maintain 4,000.
climbing 4,000, keep it heading.
Left turn heading 180, Delta 711.
180, Delta 711.
Delta 425, Atlanta Center radar contact, climb and maintain flight level 320.
Say again for Delta 428, you're blocked.
Delta 425 radar contact, climb maintain flight level 320.
Up to 320.
Southwest 5112, leaving my airspace to the east, radar service terminated from change approved.
All the unit calling Southwest 5112, have a good day.
American 1337, descend and maintain 3,000.
Certified K 3000, American 1337.
Delta 711, turn left heading 120. American 1337, fly heading 250 down to 26 right, localizer, advise on land in sight.
Alright, night 250, advise. 93 with November at 15 north, ready to taxi.
Y'all are stepping on each other. Was that 2793, Charlotte?
From 2793 with November at spot 13 north, ready for taxi.
American 2793, runway 36 center, taxi via Echo crossbound.
Echo cross 36 center for American 2793.
Delta 711, fly heading 095.
Should I start pattern work on which runway? 6 Bravo Sierra.
November 126 Bravo Sierra, I want you to enter a left downwind, runway 28.
Left downwind, runway 28, Bravo Sierra.
At the airport site, American 1337.
Which airport?
The Atlanta Hartsfield, Jackson.
There we go, American 1337, clear visual approach, runway 26 right, the Atlanta winds 35011, gust 20, runway 26 right, clear to land.
Carolina runway 26 right, American 1337.
Delta 711, descend and maintain 3000. Delta 711, this is Vector, back around for the visual, runway 27 left.
Atlanta 116 Charlie Tango.
116 Charlie Tango.
We'd like to cancel IFR.
Remember, 116 Charlie Tango, IFR cancellations received, squawk VFR for exchange approved, have a good day.
Roger, thanks.
Atlanta, good day. This is Calita 821. We are with you descending on the MB3 arrival at flight level 230.
Say that call sign again.
Calita 821. Calita 821.
At 821, heavy Atlanta Center radar contact, descend via the arrival. You can expect 5 right unless you want something else. I'll get back to you with something else, something further in a minute.
No, sir. Descending by the MB3 arrival, expecting 5 right. Calita 821 is the best one.
Delta 711, continue your left turn 300 on the 27 left localizer and report land in sight. Delta 711, clear visual approach runway 27 left, winds 35011, gust 20, runway 27 left, clear to land.
Clear to land, 27 near left.
Delta 711, use caution, there is an American 737 on the parallel runway.
Yep, we see.
November 126 Bravo Sierra. Make left traffic, winds are 35011, gust 20, runway 28, clear for the option.
November 6 Bravo Sierra, entering left downwind, runway 28.
Roger, you look like you're turning north now.
Alright folks, like we're still continuing our descend, just crossed 250, 25,000,
6 Bravo Sierra, do not
down
go
to
north
12,000,
of
crossing
runway 28. I got landing
12,000
traffic
via
on 27 left.
Aussie, and we are
Bravo Sierra.
on the Aussie arrival for Orlando. So right now we're cleared to that 12,000, as you heard. Air traffic control cleared us to descend via the Aussie one arrival, and that's what we're doing, and crossing Aussie at 12,000.
American 2793 on departure, left turn to Latchin, runway 36 center, clear for takeoff.
Latchin, runway 36 center, clear for takeoff.
We'll be arriving 26 left. Plans are, I want to park here, International Concourse F. When we arrive in 26 left, I'm going to be planning on exiting Echo 7, so I will have brakes on high to make sure that we make this Echo 7. Hopefully we can get the taxi to International Concourse F
we're on the Botsy.
via Foxtrot 5, cross ramp 5, right on Lima. I'm sorry, left on Lima.
And American 2793 direct away.
And left into the ramp 9 for international concourse.
Check 821 Heavy, which tower were you coming down for Greensboro?
We are coming on the MB3 arrival, clear to 821 Heavy.
Fantastic, thank you.
Our altimeter. Let's look at our altimeter here for Atlanta. He mentioned it to us.
That wasn't in your flight plan, that's why I was
So
asking.
it was 2997. Let's double check that. See if that's still current.
Checker 821 Heavy, you can descend and maintain.
Yes, it is current for Atlanta.
Let's make it 8,000.
So here's what we have for Atlanta. Let's see, air traffic control mentioned altimeter 2997. We'll go ahead and set that
Yeah,
as
Greensboro
well
altimeter 29er,
for our arrival.
89er, you can expect vectors
We'll
for the
preset
visual
that now.
fabric.
2997.
2981 vectors for the visual.
And we'll set that as soon as we cross,
Clear to 821 Heavy.
descend past 18,000. We'll go ahead and set it.
November 126 Bravo Sierra, runway 28 clear for the option.
Runway 28 clear for option. November 126 Bravo Sierra.
Delta 711, welcome to Atlanta. You can cross runway 27 right at Tango, hold short mic, contact ground point 9.
Cross 27 right at Tango. Contact.
American 1337, cross runway 26 left at Charlie, hold short echo, contact ground point 9.
Cross 26 left.
Also, let's
left and contact ground.
let's go ahead and set a header
Hold short
to.
echo.
Right now we're at 230 degrees via Aussie. It's a big
Number
chance
5500,
that our header could change if air traffic control needs us to be vectored in. So let's go ahead and set it right now for 230 degrees, and we'll move it accordingly, and we'll set that header if we need to deviate off
Delta
course.
802, departing airspace to the east, radar service terminate for exchange approved, good day.
Have a good rest of your day. It's Delta 802 at VCO.
Okay, we're crossing 18,000, descend.
American
Let's go ahead and
2793, climb maintain flight level radar, contact climb maintain
place
flight
our
level 360.
altimeter 2997 off standard.
2793.
There we go, 2997.
Center Lead 647, checking in flight level 410, 25 southeast of Montgomery.
East Texas 647 squawk 2061. Thanks for your patience.
2061, no problem.
Cactus 130, that was carrier only. Check your mic. Try again.
Sorry about that. We're ready to taxi 36 center.
Cactus 130, runway 36 center, taxi via Echo cross 5.
Echo cross 5, Cactus 130.
East Texas 647, Atlanta Center radar contact. What altitude are you at right now? 410?
That's firm.
You climbing to 420?
I should have changed that. We're staying at 410.
For direction of travel, I either need you down to 400 or 420. Which one would you like?
We'll go down to 400. We're above RVSM airspace. Is it not 410 and 430?
I think 410 is the top. Descend and maintain flight level 400.
Okay, down to 400, lead 647.
Yes, also, so even though we do show altitudes below 12,000 once we pass Ozzy, we will not continue our descend until we get those instructions from
Air
traffic control. Air traffic control cleared us to cross Ozzy at 12,000, but we will wait till further instructions as far as further descend after we cross Ozzy at 12,000 from air traffic control.
Checker 821 heavy. Let's make it 240.
240,
American 2793 radar contact, climb maintain flight level 360.
Climb maintain flight level 360, American 2793.
And Lufthansa 1979, where are you parking today?
If we can park at Concourse F via ramp 9.
Roger, you can expect the visual runway 27 left.
Copy that. Expect visual 27 left for 97.9.
Lufthansa 1979, flighting 210, descend to maintain 9,000, vectors visual 27 left.
Heading 210, 9,000. Expect 27 left, 97 copy. Okay, so there we go. Got another
heading
change.
210.
Oh, correction. Heading 210, 97 copy. Okay. Heading 210. Folks, let's make that happen. Select.
Delta
And we're going to
2167
turn 210. We're going to take it down to 9,000. Looks like they changed our runway again. This is what happens here. Okay, we'll go ahead and do our descent to 9,000.
3,000, Denver 5,500.
We'll give it the vertical speed of 1,800 feet per minute down to 9,000. Heading 210.
Flight level 360.
210, 27 left. Let's go ahead and just put 27 left. Still, we'll put that in for our arrival so our FMC can understand that and pick up the localizer. So let's go ahead and put 27 left in there anyway.
A little bit of turbulence at flight level 340,
he's going to vector us all the way
flight
in.
level 360.
But let's go ahead and put 27
Delta
left.
302, climb maintain flight level 360.
And we'll just, this is fine, 27 left. Okay, so what's going to happen is this.
November 6 Bravo Sierra, requesting frequency change to Atlanta ground.
With that change,
6 Bravo Sierra.
you will see.
November 126 Bravo Sierra, Atlanta ground is now offline. You're with me. Are you done with your pattern work?
You will see.
Roger, yes I am. 6 Bravo
We
Sierra.
will be ILS 108.50 on arrival. Let's double check that for 27 left.
Roger, make a left turn there, and I want you to take Sierra Juliet Romeo and hold short runway 27
That adds up.
left.
Localizer 1 to 08, 500.
Take Sierra Juliet
approach
Romeo, hold
275
27
degrees.
left at the approach
We're all
end
set
of
there
Romeo. 6
for our
Bravo
arrival
Sierra.
into
Denver 5500, turn
Atlanta.
1300,
Yeah, 27 left. Okay, we are at
Atlanta in sight.
9,000. Let's turn. We're under 5. We're under 10,000 now. Let's go ahead and get our
No worries, Endeavor
our landing
5500,
lights
clear
on.
visual approach runway 27 left. The Atlanta 13501 gust 20, runway 27 left, clear to land.
Okay, clear for the visual approach, clear to land 27 left, Endeavor 5500. Center Endeavor 2113 stacked in.
Endeavor 2113, welcome back. Delta 425, departing airspace down to the south radar source, terminate from change approved.
We'll hold 9,000 for now. Gonna rest our lights on. Let's go ahead and get taxi lights on as well too, along with our wing lights. Let's go ahead and get our APU charged up and get that going as well. And we are planned vectors to turn into Atlanta and 27 left. Okay.
Checker 821, turn left heading 095.
Sorry, Center, was that for Lufthansa 1979?
Negative. Lufthansa 1979, reduce speed at 210, and you can descend and maintain 4,000.
210, down 4,000, 1979.
Denver 5500, can you give me 170 to depot?
Showing that right now, 170.
Perfect, thank you. Lufthansa 1979, reduce speed 170.
170, 1979.
Atlanta Center, good afternoon. FedEx 6681 looking for IFR in Memphis.
IFR to Memphis, out of Birmingham, standby one. Lufthansa 1979, fly heading 250, join the 27 left localizer.
250, 1979 copy.
Consider when you get a chance. 67, 8.7 for 10,000.
Lufthansa 1979, at 4,000 feet, report Atlanta in sight when you see it.
Copy that. We'll report airport in sight once I'm at 4,000, 1979.
Who was checking on?
Stealth 2167, it's 9.6 going to 10,000.
Delta 2167, Atlanta Center radar contact, climb maintain flight level 370.
Flight level 370, Delta 2167.
Get our speed down.
821, the Greensboro
Speed down
Airport is
170
at your
as
10
instructed.
o'clock and 15 miles port fuel in sight. Check 821 heavy, heading 080, join the 5 right localizer, report to airport.
Center Endeavor 2113, hold short 27 right, we are ready for departure.
Endeavor 2113, hold short, I'll get you going in a minute.
Hold short 27 right, 2113.
Okay, we got to get under that localizer there so we can pick it up.
Sugar 821 heavy, the Greensboro Airport, 12 o'clock, 10 miles.
Okay, so we got to get the speed down to
Report to
170
airport, do you
here.
see the airport?
Okay, good.
821 heavy, cleared ILS 5 right.
Okay, right now we have our localizer set now for our arrival.
Sugar 821 heavy,
26
the
right.
wind 020 at 5 knots, 5 right, clear to wind.
November 6 Bravo Sierra, holding short runway 27 left, with intentions to taxi to the FBO. 6 Bravo Sierra.
6 Bravo Sierra, hold short, landing traffic.
Roger, hold short, 6 Bravo Sierra.
Endeavor 2113, winds 35011, gust 20 on a slaw, runway 27 right, clear for takeoff.
Run out slaw, 27 right, clear for takeoff, Endeavor 2113.
All right, we should be hitting our glide slope here. One way in sight here. Let's do our.
Alfonso 1979, did you see the airport?
All right, Raj, copy that. I just caught the airport in sight here for 1979.
Okay, Alfonso 1979, clear visual approach runway 27 left, the Atlanta winds 35011, gust 20, runway 27 left, clear to land.
Clear to land 27 left, 1979.
Cactus, I'll get back to you in a second.
Okay.
November 126 Bravo Sierra
Let's go ahead and bring our gear down.
Runway 27 left at Juliet. Hold short. Runway 27 right at Juliet.
Let's bring our gear down. Let's go ahead and check our speeds that we want to set. 145 knots.
6 Bravo Sierra.
Want to be
Cross
for
27 left at Juliet.
145.
Hold short 27 right. 6 Bravo Sierra.
Okay. Okay.
Denver 5500. Hold
We're
short
cleared to
27
land.
right at Tango.
27 left.
Hold short
We're
27
cleared to
right,
land.
Tango, Denver 5500.
Gears down.
Cactus
And
130,
we're set.
Charlotte winds 10,
Let's go ahead and
010 at 7, gust
maximum
15 left
on
turn
our
to left,
auto
runway
brakes.
36 center clear for takeoff.
Arm speed brakes. Okay, and we've caught that localizer, as you see here. We have that descent coming down
647, Memphis Center's offline radar
to
service terminating
27
change
left. Okay.
Southwest 302, Memphis is offline radar service terminating change approved.
Over to you, com. South 302, thank you.
Okay, we got straight direct on that 26.
Check 647, Memphis is
27
offline
left.
radar service terminating change approved.
Frequency change approved. Thanks for your help, CF.
See
We
ya.
got a little crosswind going here, so let's pretty strong crosswind going there.
Cactus 130, verify your mode Charlie's on.
Let's go ahead and disengage your autopilot. Let's manually take her in.
Endeavor 2113, radar contact, climb maintain flight level 350.
Up to flight level 350, Endeavor 2113.
Okay, right now we got manual.
November
We got
126,
full control of the
Bravo Sierra,
aircraft right
cross
now.
runway 27 right at Juliet.
Bring her in.
Join
27
Delta,
left.
hold short, runway 26 left at Delta.
November 126 Bravo Sierra. Cross runway 27 right at
Yeah,
Juliet.
definitely got
Go on to
crosswinds. They
Delta.
were coming in
hold
sideways.
Short 26
But
left
it's
at
all
Delta.
good. We got
6 Bravo
a good
Sierra.
landing here.
Endeavor 5500,
Stay right on
taxi
point
gate via
here.
Tango Lima, cross runway
Line up,
27
scroll
right
down a
at
little bit.
Tango.
And a little more.
200.
There we go.
Alright, Tango Lima to the gate, cross 27 right, Denver 5500.
100. Flight slow. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Okay. Goes down. Okay.
FedEx 6681, I have your clearance advisory to come.
Okay. 80 knots. Go ahead and
FedEx 6681, you're clear for the Memphis Airport via radar vectors as follows.
let's plan to
maintain
depart
4000, expect flight
runway
level 2201
27 left
minutes after.
via
Squawk
November
2053, expect runway 24.
All right. Center, this is Lufthansa 97.9, cleared runway 27 left to the right via November 4.
And FedEx 6681, readback is correct, advisory to taxi, the Birmingham altimeter 3003. Lufthansa 1979, taxi the gate via November Tango Lima, cross runway 27 right at Tango.
Taxi via November Tango Lima, cross 27 right 97 copy. Okay, let's taxi ahead and let's go ahead
Delta
and
425, you still with me?
let's go ahead and take off our landing lights. Continue taxi. Take strobe off.
Cactus 130, radar contact, climb maintain flight level 360.
Continue
Turner
taxi.
821, heavy, taxi to parking. See ya. American 2791, Indy Center's offline, radar service terminated, for exchange approved.
Okay, so it cleared us to taxi via November, which we're on now. We're going to take the next right at Tango,
American
cross
2793, Indy Center's
27
offline, radar
right
service terminated, for exchange
on
approved.
Tango. And then once we
Delta
get across
1157
there,
heavy, Washington
looks like we're
Center's
pretty
offline,
much on
radar
our
service
own. We'll
terminated,
go
for
ahead and
exchange approved.
taxi via Lima. to ramp 9 from there. All right, it's good arrival into Atlanta. Okay, take this next right. Wow, that was pretty strong crosswinds coming into Atlanta there, but we made a clean arrival there.
Climb maintain 4,000, expect flight level 30.
We've already been cleared to cross 27 right as well.
You can expect runway.
Normally we'll stop there to get clearance to cross. We've already received those clearance.
You expect 363.
Zero on Tango. And from here, we'll just go ahead and take it from here. And
November 126, holding short, runway 27 left for the FBO, 26 Bravo Sierra.
Charlie Golf, Juliet, Oscar, Echo, your readback was stepped on. Go ahead one more time with your readback, please. Juliet, Oscar, Echo, readback is correct. Advisory at a taxi. Number 126, Bravo Sierra, cross runway 26 left and 26 right at Delta, straight into GA.
November 6 Bravo Sierra, cross 26 left, 26 right on Delta, straight into GA wing. Thank you. 6 Bravo Sierra.
Good evening, Atlanta Center. This is AirTran 23. It appears we don't see the ATIS online right now.
Nope, no ATIS.
Alright.
And Citrus 23, I'll send your PC in a second. FedEx 6681, taxi runway 24.
Okay, we're going to continue taxiing here on Lima until we get down to our ramp 9 for international concourse. We're going to be concourse F here is where we're targeting for. Continue taxiing down Lima and turn a right there into ramp 9. I'm sorry, a left into ramp 9. Ladies and gentlemen, this was a really good flight coming in. What I'm gonna do is when I park, I'm not gonna shut it down. Let's look closer at our arrival. Like I said, it looks like we was coming in. That crosswinds was having us come in kind of sideways, but we managed to still keep good control. Kept our speed down. Stayed on our angles, stayed on our glide slope.
2167, Jackson.
Run right in. Also, another challenge we had, as you can tell, we changed runways twice as far as coming from air traffic control. No big deal, but these are things that we need to be able to change on the fly, be prepared for when they come around. I know what your current heading is.
2113.
Prepare for these kind of changes when they happen, and then apply. He's able to follow those. Started catching up with me a little bit, but we hung in there. We followed the heading that was provided. Him vectoring us in. We followed that. We got down to the altitude that was necessary. Aligned ourselves up. Aligned ourselves up with that runway.
6 Bravo Sierra,
27 left. We caught that localizer. Next thing is we caught that glide slope. Kept our speed down, brought us right in.
Okay, 6 Bravo Sierra, you still on?
Brought us right in. So.
Yes.
Next time when you're flying, if I'm working, and if I have you on that south runway, if it's going to be your last landing, let me know. I'll work you back into the north so you don't have that long taxi.
The taxi was pretty entertaining, but thank you.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. Attention all aircraft, Atlanta Center is now closed. All traffic change to advisory frequency, and have a great afternoon.
Have a great afternoon.
Okay, center air traffic control just got offline. They must have knew we were coming in, so they stuck around for us. But anyhow, that was a good flight. Let's go ahead and park her, and let's check out our landing. Let's do a little rewind here and look at our landing. I really want to see how the plane looked as it was coming in, the way it was coming in here. So we're not going to do full shut off, so we're just going to park and we just rewind the tape and take a look at it a little closer. A little Cooper here on the corner. Okay, let's go ahead and stop her here. Let's put on our brakes and let's do a rewind. Okay, let's bring the tape back and let's see. Let's evaluate this a little bit. So toggle replay. Okay. Okay. Let's bring her a little further back here. Let's try about here. Let's see. Okay, here's where we were trying to chase after our localizer to get under it as well too, so we can get into that glide slope. I see we've got those speed brakes on too. The gear's not down yet. We were looking for that runway as we were getting very close there, but still didn't have a solid visual on it yet. We know it's up there. Oh, there it is, up in the horizon, right up there. Right, trying to get it down to 4,000 feet. Yep, we were fighting to get that down there. We had not hit that localizer at this time yet. Still trying to keep that speed down, as you can tell. There are air brakes there, or speed brakes there. Kept managing that. Oh, look at these arrows here. I never noticed this. These arrows show you the crosswind. Wow, that's pretty cool. So those red arrows, if we were in HUD view, we would be able to see that there's strong crosswinds there. We never went into HUD view. We pretty much stayed in this view here. We actually did catch a HUD view on arrival, but I don't remember seeing the crosswind indicator there. Wow, okay. All right, and there we were dropping down our speed. We were getting our flaps down too. Still managing that speed with our speed brakes there. Trying to get our speed down to 170. There we go. And then we had to change our speed down to 145 and continue with those air brakes. And there's our airport there to the left. And it just captured that localizer right there. You can tell how it pivoted a little bit. And that's to capture that localizer, and it's going to start pulling us in there. But yeah, still trying to manage that speed there with those air brakes, as you can see. Still got them up and going. Yep. And I tell you, it's actually coasting, and it's hard to get it down. Probably because that crosswind contributing to that as well too. But now you see we turned and brought our speed down a little bit. This time we brought our gear down. Nice loose start, but our gear down, which is going to cause more drag, which helps us out. That helps us out more. The drag, got our speed brakes going still with the drag. Yep, speed brakes going with the drag, and we're dropping our flaps even more, and actually, yep, got us down to 158, and still getting it down to 145. That's what we're trying to do there. So yeah, I think we're in the neighborhood at that point. We already got our localizer established in glide slope too. You see we're pointing right there at 27 left on arrival. So we were making a good approach there. I always try to critique my arrivals here. We can always perfect your approach, your arrival, touchdowns consistently. Oh, we got the city over there in the horizon there. There's Atlanta City back there in the background. Sliding right down in there. Okay. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look at that crosswind. Folks, look at that crosswind. Our airport, I mean, our runway is right there where you see my cursor is our runway. We got a heck of a crosswind pushing us there. So this is where I think I took control of it too, manually took it in. Yeah, that's the red markers there showing that crosswind. It probably was there. I just didn't notice it. I think I was focusing so much on this cursor there for this arrival. But we kept in tune here. Oh, okay. That's when I shut it off, the autopilot off, and I took control of it at this point right there, and just guided her straight in. Okay, so let's take a external look here. Sliding straight in. Early. We're gonna get a
400
passenger view too here. We'll wind it again and get a different view. That's a runway. Look at that. Look at that. Literally, wow. We're totally at an angle on that arrival view crosswinds. Let's look at this touchdown here. Okay, smooth touchdown. Okay, the air brakes came on, and they had a little lean too, still pushing us a bit. Reverse, did well. Brake, brought it down. Nice. Okay, that's what we want. That's the results that we want. Could have been more centered, but stayed on the runway. Brought it straight in, and then we was able to make our exits as well too. So let's do something here. I want to see from the passenger's bird eye view real quick here. I won't take it back too much. I'll just take it back here on right around here. Okay, let's
200.
Let's look at that view there.
100.
Oh, wow.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Nice. It's a nice arrival there. Okay.
80 knots.
Okay, let's get another view here. Let's bring it back. Let's get another view. Okay, let's speed up a little bit here. Okay, let's speed it up a little bit. Right in here. Okay. Wow, look at that crosswind. It's just beating it up. It's a nice view there. Nice view there. Back here, I want to check out one more view here. Let's look at from the tower view. Let's look at this from the tower view. Zoom in here a little bit. Okay, we're right on point on our arrival, and there we go. Yeah, she did have a very strong lean to the left there due to that crosswinds there. I just saw that those wheels were kind of struggling to stay on the ground there. We did pull it to the left, try to fight that crosswind there on that arrival. But still, it was pretty strong. Okay, well, folks, it was this was a good flight here. Please like and subscribe. We got more flights to go, more episodes to go. I think we're going to change out from here and get into 767 and start heading westbound. We'll get through the different flights that I have, and then eventually we're going to start taking some international flights. Then and get some recommendations from you all too. Send your messages, send your chats, send your messages through. I still will come through and take a look at them to see what you asked for. We got a lot of material here ahead of us, a lot more flying. But again, like, subscribe, and we'll be flying the skies again soon. Thank you for flying with me. Bye bye.